Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube. What's going on, people? This is Inflewence and I'm back with another review. I got Fans Toys FT-31D SMOKEY here, which is their take on a masterpiece Dragstrip, which is the fourth member that they put out of the Stunticons. So I'm excited to get the fifth member and all the parts. We'll talk about that later. So yeah, you get the card. Card's pretty nice. I'm not into cards, so it doesn't matter to me. You get the book. Again, I don't know about if the book was helpful or not, because I actually watched Peaks for Life's live stream. He does live streams of some of the new products that come out. And he usually does the transformation both ways. Only watch the robot to transformation. I don't like watching reviews, but his live streams are not really like a full review. He just goes over some questions. It's pretty cool. So check him out if you like that type of stuff. He does good transformations and things. So I saw him do the transformation and I remembered it was like 2 days ago, I think. So you get two faces. The face that comes separate in the box is on him because it's a smirking face, and I actually like the way it looks. This was the regular, like, stoic face. They're both clean faces, clean paint. And speaking of the transformation, like, again, they've done a great job, just like the other ones. Like, these transformations of these Stunticons been great. Even Motormaster, some people say it's really complicated, but it's like the whole trailer, like the engineering is great. This is a great piece, as usual, from Fans Toys. So you get the box, normal box going on. D got some product shots back here. Good little poses that he can get. And again, same. So let's move on to the figure. And what can I say about this figure? In this mode, it's great. It's solid. It's really heavy. It is a lot of yellow, but the yellow is broken up by different yellows, but the different yellows match, and I'm not mad at the different yellows. I think it gives it a good little breakup. Everything's really solid, like as usual with Fans Toys. Like, I can't understand. Well, I do understand the hate of Fans Toys because they're popular. So when people like something so much that they get a lot of hate. But as far as a product, like you hold this and you hold X-Trans bots, and we'll compare them. They do have a little different aesthetics, so it's up to you as far as like aesthetics. I understand all that, but the build quality of this compared to that, and that is the reason people were mad at the trailer being that much money, because it's like they jumped the line without using, without upping their game, so to speak, I guess. But we're not here to talk about X-Trans bots, really, just to compare. We're going to compare them later. But you get these two guns, and they're on like that, and they don't look bad. For this one kind of gets out of sorts, but you can get it that way. And it actually is a peg back here. It's pretty strong. There's a peg and a slot, and this peg goes into there, and the slot goes, that slots into the slot, and you see the peg right there on top, and the slot right there for the gun handle, which I think is great. Again, great engineering. Two guns are exactly the same, but they have like either, I don't know if it's plastic or if it's paint, but they're done well. I usually don't like really plain guns, but it seems like some metallic paint is on them. Yeah, so they look nice. They are just purple. Can't tell if you can really, it looks bluish on the camera. I have to adjust my lighting or my white balance, but it's really purplish. This rolls well. The only thing, actually, I see both wheels are rolling today or right now. I just got this this afternoon. Yeah, I was on a hard surface and both wheels wouldn't touch. And I don't know what that is, but the wheels are rubber. Of course, they roll really well. They feel good. They feel stocky. You got this thing supposed to be down. There's a few things that out the box. It came in robot mode, so I'm doing it from car mode to robot mode since I do it the opposite direction always. You got the little driver. Even driver is like top notch painted. Got his hands wrapped around the steering wheel. Really looks like he means business. And let me compare him to X-Transbots. Now this is X-Transbots. Their colors are a little different. Like I said, their aesthetics are a little different. He's a little more stockier than X-Transbots. X-Transbots is a little thinner, which this may be more realistic to the car. But again, materials, a lot of plastics that feel a little lighter over here. Don't get me wrong, this is a good figure and I like this figure. But again, comparing the two, to me, it's just as far as build and quality and materials and the way it looks, it's not really a competition. But again, they're different aesthetics. So if you like the way this looks, that's on you. Like that's I can't talk. That's totally subjective as far as liking what the car looks like. I was only talking about build quality. So his driver is somewhere else. I don't know where his driver is. It's somewhere around here. But you see him compared. What else did I show? These exhausts will go up on you. And I would manipulate these last in the transformation from robot to this mode. But yeah, so we can get into transformation. This guy just comes out, it's slotted, has these two slots that go in, these two pegs that go in, and his hands just wrap around and you see the seat and just slides in like that. It's pretty good, pretty good. That's it for I think for car mode, nothing else going on. QC Pass 34. So let's get into robot mode transformation. So I just put these up first just to get these out the way because you could rip them off potentially. Everything feels solid. Nothing feels like it's going to break. You got these two pegs here. They're pretty strong. Oh, I didn't have them totally pegged in. I think I did that on purpose earlier when I transformed it back to the car so I didn't have to pry it open. But it does peg in really tight and it's really well connected. So of course it's hard to get up. So I just get that out the way. There's two pegs right here that are like sandwiched, and it's sandwiched with the legs. That's a little tricky because when you put the legs together, these are where they need to be. So you kind of got to get them around the pegs that are in this part, this upper part, and you'll see what I mean. But what I do, I try to go like that, bend it out, legs, the bottom part, get that off, and bend these outward like that. And you see it's starting to come apart. Because the two halves are going to split. And the arms, though, come all the way down to here. So these go up with the top half. And then this is the legs. So yeah, you get those. You can get that tab. That tab look like it's out the way now. So then you want to make sure these tabs, there's a tab there that tabs into the arms. I try to make sure that it's out that tab. Then you can go ahead and try to lift this up like this. And get this up out here. Once this is up, you see that armature. It's an armature with the steering wheel on it that flips up into the thing, so into the cockpit, so you can see the steering wheel. But then you can, once that's out the way, then you can push this up. And I just go ahead and twist this right now. This may be out of order somewhat, but I do it so I don't forget. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you forget to do stuff like that. So work on the top half first. And while this will be a floppy, kind of a floppy mess, but you want to get this stuff all together. So I lift this up. I get these out just to get them out of the way. It's a flat that's folded, and eventually it'll wrap around the waist, and you'll see that in a minute. Get that out. I haven't needed a tool, which is surprising. Then you want to pry this open right here. Get that open that way. It's held by friction. You see his head. As soon as you pop that out, his head is right there. Now these are on slider bits, and you'll see what I mean. And it's a tab. It's a over under tab. You see that tab right there? It's like over under. So you're working on this. You gotta make sure you get that tab. Make sure you kind of bend this and get that tab out the way. Then you can slide these. But you'll see in a minute, like where you're sliding this. It's kind of intuitive. So once you have all that out, then I fold these arms. I just push this back, which is well, you gotta unpeg it first. That would be good. There's a peg right here. The peg's on the wheels right there. So unpeg that and then flip the tires back in that position that you need it in. Then there's a peg right here. This peg's on underneath, and you'll see that better. You can see it a little bit better right there. Try to move my light to a better position. Yeah, you can see that right there. There's this arm right here that folds up. Let me move it back. This goes up while this is going down, and you'll see what I mean. I kind of bend it up. And I do this just to get the arms out the way when you're doing the rest of this. It's a strong ratchet, but it's kind of a soft ratchet. So then after that, then you can move this down. And while you're moving this down, then you can try to get all this together. Not this part, this. So this is gonna wrap around the waist. So you want it out like that on that slider. Then you move this whole piece down. And then as you're going in, you move this like this. And if you got this waist right, you gotta get this waist up here. This will slide in there, and then this will go in there. You see how you gotta turn this, and it's the slot right there. So once you do that, then you can fold that, and you're good. And now it won't flop around anymore, and then you're just better off. Then you can mess with all of this, show it over here a little bit better. So you move it down like this. Then when you're moving it down, you push this up kind of like that. And then it's intuitive, because you know this has to wrap around and go in there, and this part goes under here. So then you just get it how you need to have it. Spin around like this, and it'll be flat back here, and these two things will overlap. So that's when you know. Then you get this, then you just close this. This goes down, and these go down together. And it's real solid after that. So then you got that top. Move the arms down. I already did all this. You want to pull the arms out right here. See how they come out? Then they're on a double hinge, and they hinge down. And I usually, after you get them out, then you can spin them around, because I gotta go 180 to the front. And then you flip out that fist and close this back up on top of, on top of where it's supposed to go right here. It pegs in, and it pegs right there, and it should be pretty tight. So then you got that, you got an arm done. again over here, and you can't turn this because it's tabbed like right there. It's not really a tab, but it's like fills in that space. So you want to get this right here, because these two things like wrap around and tab in right there. So once you pull that out and see it all automatically goes down, then you can spin this back around. Pull this fist out. Then get it where you need to get it. So it's good. Upper body done. Oh, his head. These things. Now these are not pulled out in the box. So when you first get it, you gotta pull them out to finish the look. There's a couple things, and I'll show on the legs, there's a couple things. Then you got upper body. So now the legs, they're already apart. This, right here, this flap, I'll pull this out. It's tabbed in right there. And everything is toleranced well. That's the other thing. I know sometimes they can have issues with that, but not today. Like they're pretty good. Like everything's tolerance well. So this right here, you want to pull out. It's tabbed in like right. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a space right there that this tabs in on. So you pull that out. You want it out like this. Then it's a double hinge, and you'll see in a minute. I usually just push this toe. This is the toe, if you can't tell. I push it forward a little bit, and then you pull back, and then you can rock it. Rock this hinge like that. Then just put this down. Then pull this up. So it's eventually going to be the foot, the front of the foot. Now this is cool too. I'm going to pull this, get it down a little bit. Pull this out. It's like in there, because that's on a double hinge that you're going to double hinge it in. But before you do that, you want to spin this around. It's like this in car mode, and you can only spin it one way because of these notches. I think that's smart, so people know which way. Then you spin it like this, and this little piece right here that you're spinning, this little thing stays up. Well, up right now, it looks like it's up, but it's really down under the car. Then you want to fold this in on a double hinge. Clicks like that. Then this comes down. That clicks in there, and you can see the little space. Now that little notch goes in. Almost got a leg done. This right here, these two notches, you want to just get this off of there. Bring it out, then bring this out. This right here I want to talk about just briefly. I think this is the combine mode. When I saw this, I was like, I'm not gonna go into it too deep, but you unhook that thing and this butterfly's out, and I'm not sure what it's for. I mean, I know this is an arm, so this is the first arm we got. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a connector, if it's made to be the elbow, or if it's I don't know. I don't know how they're doing it. So I just thought it was interesting because it does cause one thing that I have an issue with. Not really an issue, but it's just a weird, and you'll see it in a minute. So then once you, I don't know if you lost track, but once you pull this out, you just cabana wars it, for lack of a better term. Then get that back in there like that, and then this goes in here and pegs in the side. Now when you get it, this is loose. This pegs in right here, and then it goes up. But when it comes out of the box, this is another thing that's not done. It's loose. There's a peg right here that goes in car mode, but it comes out in robot mode. So then you got a leg done. Let's move on to the second leg. And at this point, can you? No. Okay. So we'll move on to the second leg. Pull this down over here. It's kind of slightly different because it's because of that, it's not the same. So you just pull that down, get this out. Again, it's pegged right there. It's like slotted right there in that slot. So you just want to pull that out. Then get this on this hinge. Then flap that like that to get that covered. Then just leave it like that. Then you can work on this. Pull this out like that. And you want to get it again on this double hinge, but not before you turn this thing. And once you turn it, and you can see, like, when you're turning it, it's making the wheel go in a different direction, making it go farther down. So then you can put this in there like this. Then you can move this up, move this like this, move this like that. Then it's right there. And you get these again. Pop these open. I need to cut my nails. Pop that open. Then again, fold it out. And I kind of wish they would have, you can see the different knees. That's what I was talking about. Like, this little gold piece is on the top and this, they don't have it over here. I don't know. I wish they would have put it over there just to put it over there. I know it's not functional, obviously, because of, I guess somehow, or maybe they couldn't. Maybe that's how it goes together to tab on the arm. I don't know. I'm not going to guess. But yeah, it just, you'll see it better when I get done. And then you close that up. I think I showed that. And you peg this over here, which is just a bigger tab. Then right here, pull that up, pull that in, pull that over like that. And then I already did that, I believe. Then last but not least, you don't want to forget this because it looks crazy if you do. Pull that up. And then these hips move up a little bit just to give it a little better looking form. And yeah, there you go. And here you go, you have Dragstrip, which he looks great, but at the same time, there's some things that I don't necessarily like about him. It's nothing big, it's just personal preference things. Like, his legs are he's super plain for one. I mean, he's cartoon accurate as I don't know what, but I think his colors, because he's all yellow, besides his head, make for a little more plainer bot than the other ones, even though they're all super accurate, cartoon accurate. But yeah, he has like different yellows. It's weird because it's not really coming off as much as in person. But like here, it's like oranges. Orange, more orange, yellow. Does have the red little stripe still showing through. Has the silver, and his head breaks up everything real well. His head sculpt is really painted good. Of course, Fans Toys. Now you gotta be careful not to chip it, but still, I don't mind having to be careful with my toys, my collectibles, because that's what they're for. Like, I'm not throwing these on the street, on the ground, on the street. So you can see the back. The back is super clean. It's super flat. He is thin. I mean, people complain about backpacks. People complain about thin bots. I don't know. It's not a problem to me. But again, that's your personal preference. If you don't like a thin bot, well, you don't like this or DX9, just show him, give him the once over. So yeah, let's go through articulation a little bit. So his head goes down about that much. Not a great range. Does go all the way around. His ears will go in when you grab them and push them in. These still roll. They actually can go up if you like that look. I like this look. His shoulders, he has two joints. So he has this joint that goes all the way up, so you can get his shoulder like this kind of. Then he has the joint that goes up like this, so you can combine them. Or you can put this all the way down and get the shoulder like that, or combine it like that. So that's a good range. Goes all the way around, and it's ratcheted. That joint is the shoulder joint. All the way around. You got, I guess 90 degrees. The elbow, it's not double jointed. You do got bicep swivel that goes all the way around. His fingers are on the norm. Has a ball jointed thumb that doesn't have any other knuckles, and this is on 2 pins. So 2 knuckles, just like a regular hand. All 4 fingers are different, and they look like different lengths. So you can get his hand all the way around. It doesn't go in and out, but you can move his fingers and his thumb. Has a waist that can go 360. These skirts can get out the way. I don't even think you need to get him to do the splits, but they can. I will get them out the way, and you can see he does the extreme splits, and he can do the extreme hurdles as well, since those skirts get out the way. So no complaints there. Has a soft ratchet at the knee, and you get about 90 degrees. You get the swivel at the top. Yeah, it's built to the top. And feet can go up, can go all the way down, and go around, do the transformation. He can go out all the way. And that's it. The toe or the heel spur is the spoilers, and I thought they moved, but I don't think they do. No, and the back is fairly clean, but the only complaint I have about the down here, and it could be my fault, but the feet don't seem as strong. Actually, that seems super strong, and maybe I don't have it right. Oh, you know what? I think I don't. Is it supposed to be like this? Okay, so there we go. So the feet are supposed to be like that, and that would be why his feet weren't that strong. So scratch that complaint, and I missed the transformation, which, I mean, sometimes that's what happens. Okay, so you got to get that all the way down and tab that in. I don't think that was tabbed in when I first opened it, so that may be something too. So you can only get the toe tilt if you have that untabbed, but with it tabbed is, yeah, with it tabbed is way better. It's strong, it's sturdy. Let me hit the table a couple times. Yeah, it's strong and sturdy, so that's fine. So scratch that complaint. See how his gun's got the normal, I mean, it's big, it's long, the peg. But he can hold them really well. Let's see. Hold them well. So 2 guns up. And he has his little smirk, which I think is kind of cool. He's like stick them up, both of y'all. And here he is with his people. So I think that looks good. And he definitely looks good with these guys. Man, the more I look at these, the more I want to maybe get another set somehow. And because personally, I know people are scared because they're so heavy as far as the combine mode, and that Fans Toys never did a combiner. But the way Fans Toys products are, I think the combiner is going to be money. Like, I think they're going to figure out some way to support all that weight. It may have heavy duty ratchets that are going to be super tight. You know, the tolerances might be crazy, but I think the combine mode is going to be money, and I'm here for it. Like, I'm really thinking about maybe getting rid of my X-Trans bots and skipping the trailer and going with 2 sets of these. I don't know. I don't even know if I could get these at a reasonable price now. Anyway, they may do reprints. They may do reissues, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So in conclusion, of course, this is definitely a pickup if you're in for these. I would say it's not a question. I mean, I'm sure anybody who wanted these already have them. So, or already got them on pre-order. People that's on the fence probably have to try to find it in the aftermarket. So I don't know what to tell the people on the fence. But great figure and worth it. All right, I'm out of here. Till next time.
Ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.